So I'm done with my freshman year in college, and now I get to talk about the 2012 NBA playoffs. So right now I want to catch up to everything that's going on in the playoffs so far, starting with the Bulls and 76ers. Now we all know that the Derrick Rose is out for the rest of the playoffs. Could this team beat the 76ers and get all the way to Eastern Conference Finals? I think they could beat the 76ers because the 76ers are not that good of a team, but I don't know if they can make it all the way to Eastern Conference Finals. The point is, they don't have Derrick Rose. So it's going to be interesting how the Bulls play without Derrick Rose in the playoffs. And no, people, it's not the coach's fault why Derrick Rose got injured. I mean, clearly Derrick Rose has been injured so many times that, really, you just got to blame it on one thing. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But moving on, let's go with the Magic versus the Pacers. Magic versus Pacers, they simply made it a series. The Magic, ever since they won Game 1, they made it a series. People thought that they were not going to do anything. I mean, I thought they were not going to do anything. But they showed that they could actually stay with the Pacers. But I still got the Pacers defeating the Magic in this series and going to the second round. That's how I see this. Now, the Miami Heat versus the Knicks, I know people really wanted to see the Knicks versus the Heat. I didn't, because I knew this whole thing was going to happen. I said to myself, the Knicks does not want to play the Heat. They do not want to play the Heat because it's stuff like this happening. The Heat, LeBron James outscored the Knicks 32 points and the starters had 30 points. Are you kidding me? And then in Game 2, after it, simply Amari Stoudemire is going to punch a fire extinguisher, and he maybe not broke his hand, but it was bleeding a lot. And he might not play Game 3. So now it just made it seem like, and especially you got Iman Subers who's out. That's going to be a big deal for the Knicks. And I see the Knicks getting swept by the Miami Heat. So bye-bye to the Knicks and Carmelo Anthony. Too bad for you. That's all I got to say. And then next matchup, you also have the Celtics versus the Hawks. We all know what happened with the Celtics and the Hawks. Rondo chest bump a referee because of a bad call. I feel like it was a bad call. I know they're gonna say it's a foul, but I feel like it was a bad call. But overall, the Celtics gotta play against the Hawks without Rondo. So they gotta win. They gotta at least win Game 2. They gotta at least win one game in Atlanta because we all know how the Hawks play in Atlanta. They're like hard to beat. You can't beat them in Atlanta. You're gonna be in deep trouble. But overall, I see the Celtics beating the Hawks in 7 games. Next up, let's go with the Western Conference. So Spurs versus Jazz. I do see the Spurs beating the Jazz in the series. I mean, the Jazz are happy enough that they made it to the playoffs, and I know they want to make it a series, but I still believe the Spurs are gonna win in 6 games. Moving on, Mavs versus Thunder. We seen what happened. We seen Kevin Durant with that lucky shot. And we seen Dirk Nowitzki off in Game 2. We seen all that stuff. We seen all that. But does this mean that the Thunder are going to win the series? Well, yeah, technically. I mean, even if they are up to 2, and they have 2 more to go to the second round, the thing is that it's so close that it's like the Mavs could beat the Thunder. They need to close out. But overall, the Thunder are going to defeat the Mavericks. I don't think it's going to be in 4 games. I believe it's going to be in 5 or 6 games. That's how I see this. All right, moving on. We're going to go with the Lakers versus the Nuggets. We saw what happened. Andrew Bynum's block party, but other than that, if you guys didn't see the game correctly, they were making illegal defense. But overall, I know people are going to be not happy. In fact, I say this, especially if you're a Lakers fan. I still see the Nuggets defeating the Lakers in 6 games. Why do I say it? Because they're a younger team. They have speed. They still could put up points. Now, we understand what happened in Game 1. But guess what? It would be totally different if Andrew Bynum was out of that paint more than 3 seconds. Let's be real about that, people. Let's be real about that. But overall, I got the Nuggets defeating the Lakers in the first round. So that's how I see it. And last but not least, you got the Grizzlies versus the Clippers. If you saw Game 1, you're like, wow, the Clippers actually made a comeback. A deep comeback. I mean, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you're mad because this happened. As a Grizzlies fan, you're mad. As a Clippers fan, you're happy the fact that they actually won Game 1. But even if they won Game 1, I still have the Grizzlies winning this series because of the talent they have, and they simply are better than the Clippers. I'm just saying about that, because even if they didn't really win a regular season series, I feel like they are the better team, and I do see the Grizzlies going all the way to the Western Conference Finals. But that's just me. So that's all I got to say about the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference NBA playoffs. You'll see more of videos based on the NBA and more things about sports. And I'm back, people. I ain't going anywhere. Alright? So, catch you guys later. Make sure you contact me on Facebook, Twitter, and Skype me. LLCoolJJJJabari. I mean, hit me up on the internet, man. I'm here every day. You know what I'm saying? Got the goatee and whatnot. You know, you like my style? I know I need a haircut, but you know how things go. Alright, Kool-Aid's out. Peace.